Witajcie, kochanie. Zobaczcie, jakie piękne, duże statki. Jesteśmy na dużej łodzi. Za nami San Diego. Dosyć wysoko. Słuchajcie, udało nam się w ogóle wejść na pokład, bo była taka sytuacja, że jechaliśmy już spóźnieni, bo się tak zagadałam na plaży z kolegą, z którym się 15 lat nie widziałam, że po prostu czas mi uciekł i rozmawialiśmy o takiej, wiecie, w ogóle weszliśmy na inne poziomy, więc w ogóle zapomnieliśmy o czasie. No i potem trzeba było szybko gnać samochodem. My mamy mieszkanie w Carlsbad, a tutaj jest San Diego, więc musieliśmy jechać do San Diego i powiem wam, że myślałam, że już nie zdążymy, że nie ma szans. Pojechaliśmy do takiego miejsca, gdzie busikiem mieli nas przewieźć. Okazało się, że tam nikogo nie ma w ogóle. Nie było nikogo. Ja mówię, Carlos, to jedziemy prosto. Jak się nam uda, to się uda, jak nie, to widocznie nie miało być. No i biegliśmy, potem się okazało, że jesteśmy w złym miejscu. Cała rodzinka też jedna była, także wszyscy biegliśmy. Carlosowi się udało zaparkować i w tym momencie się znaleźliśmy w miejscu, gdzie powinniśmy być. Jakieś 10 minut biegania, słuchajcie, tym całym pier. Także teraz odpływamy od brzegu. Jak na Titanicu się czuję, ale aczkolwiek nie chcę doświadczyć tego, co było na Titanicu. Ale to jest bardzo duża łódź, słuchajcie, bardzo duża. Zobaczcie, tam są cruzy. Tu jest downtown, to jest port San Diego. Wypływamy z portu z San Diego. Przepięknie. Ja oczywiście się czuję bardzo dobrze na wodzie. Także uwielbiam te klimaty. Także odpływamy sobie. Is that Morse? Is that Morse?
Because they let everybody know that the big ship is
They're clearing the spot, harbor. Ale dali, co? Nie ogłuchnijcie. California Princess, Honolulu, Hawaii. Piękne. A tam jest ten wielki statek, zobaczcie, Crown Princess, a za nim jeszcze jest Celebrity Cruise. Tutaj mamy Midway Museum. Tutaj jest w ogóle ogromny statek marynarki wojennej. Także odpływamy. Odpływamy. Okay, everybody is awake. No coffee needed. No coffee. Well, it's a big boat. I need to make a big signal. Wypływamy. Jakie tam ładne żaglówki są. Płyniemy. Parostatkiem. Ogromna flota to jest, słuchajcie. To jest ogromny statek. Ale siła. A tam są samoloty, widzicie? Tom Cruise zaraz przyjdzie. Będzie leciał samolotem. Także wypływamy z San Diego i płyniemy gdzieś daleko. Czyli to było tutaj było dowodzenie kapitana, który teraz będzie w tym w tej głównej siedzibie, będzie widział wszystko z przodu i z boku. Zobaczcie, pogoda jest taka pochmurna, a powiem wam, że na plaży w Carlsbad było tak miło, było takie słońce. Ja się też przysmażyłam trochę.
Alright, folks, I'd like to welcome everyone on board, welcome some of you back on board the Admiral Hornblower. My name is Jose Durganis, I'm your captain on board. And one of the things I always have to do before we get into this, give you guys a quick safety brief. You're on board a U.S. Coast Guard certified and passenger inspected vessel. What that means to you is that the U.S. Coast Guard has come on board, done all the proper safety checks that enable us to take passengers throughout the bay. We do have life-saving gear on board the vessel, and that includes the life jackets, fan overboard gear, and firefighting equipment. Adult life jackets if anyone over 90 pounds in weight, children life jackets if anyone under 90 pounds in weight. In the event of any emergency out here, the uniformed crew members will come around, show you exactly what to do. You'd also hear an announcement by me over the sound system. Please remember to be very careful and cautious as you move about the vessel. You guys are not stuck in your seats. You can get up, you can walk around,
Okay.
you can go up to the handrails, you can go to the other decks. Just be careful, there is no running on board the vessel at any time or sitting on any of the chairs, tables, or benches, or handrails. Do not put anybody on top of your head to get a better view. Be careful on the outer deck. We do have an abrasive surface out there. It's known as non-skid. It's very similar to the U.S. Navy warships that I served on. Not as abrasive, but same results. If you end up falling on that stuff, it quickly becomes non-skid. So just really be cautious, be careful out there, guys. Most important thing I can do today, get everybody back to the dock just the way I met you. Just the way I met you. All right, our first officer is going to take over the narration at this point. Once again, welcome aboard. This is the captain. That is all.
Thank you, Captain.
Good afternoon. This is your First Officer Brian speaking. On behalf of City Cruises, I'd like to welcome everybody aboard the Admiral Hornblower for this Best of the Bay Harbor Tour here in America's finest city, San Diego. As Captain Jose said, I will be providing the narration for the first leg of this tour, mostly off the right or starboard side of the ship. Along the way, I always like to show off a few great places to eat. Maybe point out a couple great places to visit here in town. I always like to show you a few unique photo opportunities. And I've also been known to slip in a few nautical themed puns, if you can fathom that. The large black ship with the red stripe along the bottom is the Star of India. That is the world's oldest active iron-hulled sailing vessel. Star of India was launched back in 1863 off the Isle of Man, just 3 days before Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address. Now that ship's actually sailed completely around the world 21 times, and it's still an active ship. They actually have an all-volunteer crew who trains year-round. They just took that thing out sailing in the ocean about 2 weeks ago. Just off the Star of India's stern is the HMS Surprise, which was featured prominently in the movie Master and Commander starring Russell Crowe. It was also in a couple of the Pirates of the Caribbean sequels. Now both the Star of India, the HMS Surprise, plus all those other ships you see right around that dock are part of the Maritime Museum of San Diego, which is open daily for public tours. Maritime Museum covers about 500 years of maritime history, from sailboats to submarines. Just past these sailboats moored up on the base, the start of our airport, Lindbergh Field. In fact, if you look just over the city building, you can see an airplane making its approach into Lindbergh Field. Watch the steep descent that this pilot has to take as he flies into our airport. Watch, this plane will just clear right over the tops of those buildings there on Bankers Hill in Little Italy. Now pilots have to take this steep descent because the start of that runway is only 2 miles from downtown San Diego. Because of this, pilots need a special certification to fly in and out of Lindbergh Field. Also makes it so we have a height restriction of 500 feet. at our skyline, we don't have any skyscrapers that tower up over any of the others, because all our buildings have become completely private or The white campus of buildings at the shoreline is the U.S. Coast Guard Station Sector San Diego. This is the station responsible for enforcing maritime law from the U.S.'s border with Mexico to as far north as San Mateo Point. U.S. Coast Guard is also on standby 24/7 to help out floaters in distress. Mostly that would be crews, medevacs,